Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about the chapter weather and climate. In this session, we are going to practice based upon the chapter weather and climate. We are going to see a practice sheet related to this chapter. So in this, we are going to see completely all single correct answer type questions. So there will be four options out of four. One will be correct answer as we know. So read the question and answer carefully and answer them. See the first one. The department which prepares weather report. Yes, there is a separate department for this to give reports related to weather and climate of a particular place. What is the department called? It is called meteorological department. These people who are working in that meteorological department, they will observe the conditions or components of weather, how the temperature is, whether it is going to rain in the upcoming days, and how the wind going to be blow, and what is the temperature going to be in the particular area. These all conditions will be observed by the scientists working in meteorological department. Okay, this gives us weather forecast. What did we say meaning of weather forecast? The reports which gives information about the weather in the future coming days is weather forecast. So this will be given by meteorological department in our India. Okay, meteorological department. They do observe about the weather and they give reports about weather. Next one, the amount of humidity in the atmosphere is a measure of dash air. What is this humidity? What is this humidity is a measure? What kind of measure it is? It is the measure of water vapor present in the atmospheric air. So this water vapor is also called as moisture, we know. When water from the water bodies like lakes, rivers, oceans, it evaporates due to because of sunlight. What happens then? It converts into gaseous form. That gaseous form water is called as water vapor, and this mix with atmospheric air. That water vapor mixed into the atmospheric air we call as moisture. So the extent, the measure of this water vapor present in the atmosphere, the measure of this moisture present in the atmospheric air, we call it as humidity. Generally, this humidity will be more in hot condition. When the temperature is high, more amount of water vapor, water from water bodies evaporates and causes more amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. So we feel some humid. Okay, the measure of moisture is humidity. Okay, next one. The instrument used to measure rainfall is, yes, we have seen the measurement of different components of weather like temperature, rainfall, wind speed and wind direction, humidity. These all are called as the elements of weather or components of weather. And we have seen how to measure these elements of weather also. Suppose if it is temperature, temperature can be measured by using an instrument called thermometer. Temperature of a body can be measured by using normal thermometer. If you want to measure the temperature in a particular place, then we use some specially designed thermometer which is called as maximum minimum thermometer, isn't it? So in the same way, for measuring rainfall also, we have a special instrument which is called as rain gauge. We have seen how it is will how this rain gauge will be. It will be a measuring cylinder which is connected to a funnel like this, and on this measuring in readings will be there. Where if this measuring or this rain gauge, if it is kept in the rain when it is raining, this collects the rainwater through this funnel and will be collected into this measuring jar. So by using the readings given on this measuring jar, we estimate the rainfall. in terms of millimeters or centimeters. So this instrument is called rain gauge. The instrument used for measuring the rainfall is called rain gauge. Next, the temperature, humidity, rainfall, and wind speed, etc. These are all called. What are they called? These are called components of weather, or also called as elements of weather. Okay, this temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, and wind direction. These all are called as the elements of weather, or also called as components of weather. These gives the information about these, like temperature, weather, humidity, and these all gives information about the weather in a particular place at a particular time. That is why these are called elements of weather. Next one, the maximum and minimum temperature of a day are recorded by using. How do they record the temperatures of a particular day in a particular place? What is the instrument used for measuring this? It is called maximum minimum thermometer. We have seen how this instrument is also. It contains a U-shaped glass tube which is containing mercury in it, and it is having two bulbs at the two side tops. These bulbs contain alcohol, and when it is kept in a particular place, if the temperature is high, the alcohol present in the one side bulb will be expanded so that the mercury column will be moved to the other side. Then it will be recorded. And when this temperature is cool, the alcohol present in the bulb in the left side will be contracted again. Again, the mercury column will be raised in the left side. Then again, it's recorded. That gives the minimum temperature of that place. In this way, maximum and minimum temperatures of a place are recorded by using the instrument called maximum minimum thermometer. Okay, it is MMT, it is called in simple form. In the expanded form, it is maximum minimum thermometer. Okay, next one. At what time do you feel comparatively comfortable in a day during summer season? Yes, actually, in summer season, the temperatures will be normally high. But at what time we can feel a little comfort comparatively during the complete day? Yes, in the morning hours. In the morning hours, the atmosphere will be pleasant. The weather will be pleasant. We feel some cool breeze. In the morning hours, temperature will be low. So we feel somewhat comfortable in the morning hours. In the early morning of summer, we feel comfort compared to the remaining times in the day. As time increases, what happens? Temperature also increases in the summer season. So we feel hotness. But in the morning hours, in the early morning, we feel somewhat cool. Next one. All changes taking place in the atmosphere are caused by. So, what is the reason for these all changes in the atmosphere? What is the main reason for these changes? It is sun. Due to the sun, these all changes are being taken place in the atmosphere. Seasons are occurring, and temperature is being changed. These are different seasons we are getting, day and night. These are all changes. The increase in temperature, decrease in temperature. These all changes are because of just sun. Okay. The average weather pattern taken over a long time is called. Yes, there may be changes in the temperature and wind speed and raining all. If you take these reports for a long time in a particular place, the average weather pattern taken for a long time in a place is called climate of that place. Climate. It is called climate. The long time weather report is of a particular place around for 20 to 30 years, around 25 years if we take the reports. This all average of these all reports gives the climate of that place. Next, the places where the sun does not rise for 6 months and does not set for another 6 months is so where it will happen. So the sun rises completely for 6 months. It won't be sets, and even it will be for 6 months completely daytime, and 6 months it will be nighttime. In which regions it happens? In polar regions. In polar regions, the daytime will be almost for 6 months, and even the nighttime also will be almost for 6 months. That is why sun does not rise for 6 months. Completely it will be nighttime, and the sun does not set for another 6 months. Completely, 6 months daytime will be there. So this occurs. This happens in the polar regions. That is why there the temperature will be almost very cool. Very cool temperatures will be recorded in those areas, in the polar regions. Okay. Next one. The temperature in polar regions in winter will be, yes, the continuation is given here. What is the temperature in the polar regions in the winter season? Actually, in the polar regions at all times the temperature will be very low. But especially in the winter seasons, the temperature will be very low. It will be around minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature. It will be around minus 35 to minus 37, or around to take, it will be nearly minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature. It will be very cool. So it is a horrible temperature. We cannot live in the temperature. Only few types of animals which are adapted for this kind of climate, they can only survive in that area. So the temperature in the winter and polar regions will be around minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature. Next one. Find the animal living in polar regions from the following. So as we told, as the temperature will be very low in the polar regions, all the human living things cannot be survived in that area, because climate is horrible. It is so harsh. We cannot live there. If you go, immediately what happens there will be freezed because of that very low temperatures. So only few kinds of animals and few kinds of plants which are adapted, which are having some changes, which are adapted these climatic conditions, only can survive in that area. Some animals like uh, penguins, polar bear, only these kind of animals, they can survive in that area. So what you're asking, one of them they have given in the options, that is polar bear. So it can survive in that area because it has some adaptations to survive this climatic condition, like thick layers of fur and a layer of fat under the skin. So these will survive these animals from these cold conditions. Okay, next one. How does, on the same, the question is given here. How does the polar bear keep itself warm in cold weather? How will it survive in these polar regions even though the temperature is very low? As we told, they have some special adaptations to survive in this climatic condition. What are they? It will be having very thick fur on this. Nearly 2 layers of thick fur will be there, and even under the layers of skin, they have a thick layer of fat also. This fur and thick layer of fat, these will give sufficient warmthness to these animals. So, which is given here, say it has two thick layers of fur, that is correct. It has a coat of wool, no. It covers its body by with a woolen coat, no. It sits by the side of fire, no. So, what is the correct answer here? It has two thick layers of fur, and along with that, one more also will be there. That is a thick layer of fat under the layers of skin. So these two, this fur and the fat, will protect these animals from that cool conditions. Okay. Next one. Season which is long in polar climatic regions. Yes, which is season for a long time in the polar regions. Which season it is? Winter season. That is why only there the temperatures will be maintained around for minus 40 degrees Celsius, so that the water almost will be available in that area in the solid form only. Completely in the ice form it will be there, because most of the time in a year in polar regions will be winter. Very cool temperature, maintain the temperature. Okay, this is a winter season. Next, as compared to cold air, warm air is. So what is the comparison between these cold air and warm air? We know cold air is heavier than warm air. So warm air is somewhat lighter than cold air. So it moves up. So when sun shines brighter, the air in that particular area will get warmness. It becomes hot. So hot air will be lighter in weight. So it moves up. Okay, lighter. Warm air is lighter than cold air. Next, considering seasons, land is hotter than sea. Actually, according to the seasons, we observe that land gets hotter and gets cool faster than the water. So, in summer seasons, land will be much hotter than sea because it becomes hot immediately, whereas the seawater will be warm, get hot very slowly. So, in summer season, land will be hotter than seawater in summer. When winds from all directions rush into fill the low pressure area, it is called. So sometimes what happens, as I told, if sun shines brighter in a particular area, there the air gets hotter. It becomes hot. So as we know, hot air is lighter and it moves up. In that particular area, what happens now? No air. It becomes low pressure. It will be created in that area. Now the air from all the different directions will rush into that place where the low pressure is created. That is called cyclone, because air moves from high pressure areas to low pressure area always. So when low pressure is created in a particular area, then air from all directions it will rush into in that place where the low pressure is created. That is called cyclone. Next one. The earth is surrounded by an envelope of air which is commonly called. Yes, earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air in all the directions. So that envelope of air which is surrounding this earth is called atmosphere. It is having different layers again. So it is totally called atmosphere. This layer of air is called atmosphere. Next one. The northerly wind blows from. Northern wind blows from northern side of India. That is from Himalaya side. So in that time, in that season, we get winter when these northern winds are blowing from the northern side, northern mountains, that is Himalayas, that blows from north to south. In that time, we get a winter season because those air will be very cool. Next, the condition of atmosphere at a particular time and at a particular place is called. Yes, the condition of atmosphere at a particular time and in a particular place is called weather. This weather will be changing from time to time. But if you take the same readings for a long time, with all the average of these conditions in a particular place for a long time are called climate. But at a particular time, if it is taken, at that time, those conditions are said to be weather of that place. It's called weather. Increase in altitude results. What does it result? As we move up, we know the temperature decreases. At the same time, the air presence also decreases. So as we move up and up, there will be less amount of air and so pressure decreases. So as we go to higher altitudes, pressure and temperature both decreases because air content will be less if you move to higher altitudes. That is the reason why mountaineers who are climbing the high mountains, they carry some cylinders containing oxygen, because as they move up there will be less oxygen, so they cannot survive with that. so that to breathe freely, they carry oxygen cylinders with them, because as we move to higher altitudes, the content of air decreases. That means pressure decreases as we move up. Okay, pressure decreases. Even temperature also decreases. The average weather conditions of a place over a long period of time is called. Yes, what did you say about this? They are called climate of that place. If these are taken for a long time, the weather conditions are taken for a long time, around 25 years. The average of these all conditions is called climate of that place. Next, rainfall is measured by an instrument called. What is the instrument used for measuring rainfall? We discussed it already. That is rain gauge. Rain gauge is used for measuring rainfall. This measuring of rainfall will be done in centimeters or millimeters. Next one. If you see here, expand MMT. What does it mean, MMT? So it is a short form of the thermometer name, which is used to measure the maximum and minimum temperatures of a place. So MMT means maximum minimum thermometer. This instrument is used to measure the highest and lowest temperatures of a place. Maximum minimum thermometer is a full form of MMT. Okay, next one. Which one of the following liquids is used in the MMT? Yes, in this maximum minimum thermometer, two liquids are used. Of course, in one bulb, so actually it is a U-shaped tube like this. It is a U-shaped tube which is containing a bulb on each top like this. This will be vacuum here. Now, this is bulb is filled with alcohol, and here also some alcohol will be there. And at the bottom, mercury is filled. So here alcohol and here mercury. That way, two liquids are present in this thermometer, which is called maximum minimum thermometer. They are alcohol and mercury, two liquids. Okay, both mercury and alcohol. Next one, maximum temperature occurs during a day in. At what time there will be maximum temperature during a day? In the noon time. In the afternoon time, sun gives much shine. Because of that, the temperature will be much higher in the afternoon time during a day. In the morning and evening, temperature will be somewhat low when compared to afternoon time. Okay, in the afternoon we get much temperature. Okay, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Aims Today for latest updates on recorded videos.